Um, my name is Kayla Corbin, and I wrote a memoir called Your Joy, which is basically how I found my voice as a writer, mostly in a tribute to my mentor, Linda, my English teachers, Miss Tauber and Miss Blanding, my advisor, Miss Truick, and my biggest inspiration on art, my music teacher, Mr. Hartman. I was in the car with my dad. It was relatively new at the time, a purplish Impala with leather seats. I'm almost positive it wasn't real leather, but hey, my dad's that kind of person that balls on a budget. The day was hot and I was wearing shorts, so I could feel my thighs kind of stick to the seat. I had just finished drinking a Mountain Dew, and by finished, I mean it was only halfway empty. My dad was never much of a hat person. He took a lot of pride in the hair he had. That was before he went bald. So he still had a full head of hairs with just a little bit of grays. The grays just helped with my curiosity and also helped create a mystery. I was never quite sure how old he was. 38 for 6 years is my guess. He always wore sunglasses, and on this day, I was kind of happy he did because I had none. When we stopped at a red light, my dad looks at me and tells me he wants me to hear a song by some lady named Chrisette Michelle. I don't really remember why I wasn't paying attention to him while he was giving me the background story about why he bought the CD in the first place. It might have been because I was young and infatuated with the way my hair blew in the wind while I stuck my head out of the car like a small puppy. When I finally got tired of my hair flying in my eyes, I heard the first lyric. I stopped dead in my track and let the music take over. Walks down the sidewalk, staring at your feet, wishing my steps were longer, so by your sides I could keep. Hold your hand much bigger, never wanted mine to grow, so I could always fit perfect inside your palms, or so. Chrisette's voice enthralled me, and for the first time, I felt like I could relate to every word in the song. My dad pulled into the gas station, but he didn't move. He wouldn't take the key out of the ignition, and he wouldn't open the door. He wanted to sit and listen and be sucked into the tune and the softness of the music with me. He put out his huge hand and placed it on the armrest. I laid my hand on his, and we listened to the song holding hands. My hand being consumed in the roughness of his hand, but it was comfortable because I knew I brought out the softness in his heart. He looked at me with intensity while the song was playing. Yet his intensity wasn't intimidating. If anything, it showed an intense vulnerability. At the time, I didn't understand anything about a man being vulnerable. He told me to promise that I will never change who I am and never let go of the relationship we had. And I quickly put my pinky out and watched as his pinky hooked on mine tightly. As if on cue, Chrisette sings. One day he'll come on bended knee and ask my love away from thee. And when I give my love to him, you'll always have a place within. The exact words I wanted to say to my father. Later on in my life, when I figured out that he wasn't my biological father, I didn't know how I felt. And the day I got a chance to talk about it with him, I could tell he was nervous that I would have a crazy reaction. He told me he cried for days, and he didn't eat. That was such an important part of his life, and losing me would have killed him inside. A man I looked to for stability breaking down in front of me. I'm not sure if it killed me inside. I'm still not sure if I feel lied to or tricked or insanely gullible. There was and is no anger, though. No resentment. Just fears. Fears of what? I still don't know. I sat in silence, not quite sure how to tell him that something would change. The only thing that came to mind was the chorus to Chrisette Michelle's song he made me listen to when I was 8 years old. No one loves me just like you do, and no one knows me just like you do, and no one can compare to the way my eyes fit in yours. You'll always be my father, and I'll always be your joy.